I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable. Nothing means no score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable.
Good evening and welcome to the British Basketball League live on Sky Sports, where we have another fantastic match for you to enjoy. Tonight, the most successful team in league history, the Newcastle Eagles, travel to face the current high flyers, the London Lions. Now, the Northerners are on a 5-match winning streak across all competitions, but they face the biggest of challenges tonight to stretch that streak to 6. Having made the journey down to the Copper Box to take on the league-leading London Lions. It's also a meeting of the league's 2 top scorers, with Newcastle's Jordan Johnson right on the heels of London's Matt Morgan. And of course, don't forget that just over a month ago, on the Eagles' last trip here, they took the Lions all the way to overtime before going down in the final seconds. We've got a repeat of that tonight. We're in for a feast of British basketball action.
Thanksgiving, a time when our American friends bring out the turkey and the pumpkin pie, celebrate with family and friends, and watch lots of basketball. Here at the British Basketball League, we also have plenty to give thanks for the alley-oops and the circus hoops, for the rim shakers,
oh my word! Hipkins just put on a highlight reel.
and the ankle breakers,
Oh, ankle breaker.
for the cheers and the beards, and not forgetting the tash,
He is him.
for the hot tempers and the cool heads,
He's having a bit of fun just trying to keep Johnson.
for the old hands and the new kids on the block,
For the win!
for high drama
An unbelievable play!
and pure comedy,
Raining like crazy up here. Windy, rainy. Looking at a storm coming in tomorrow. Check your weather report.
for the record breakers
This guy is incredible.
and the atmosphere makers, and for tonight, when the London Lions and in-form Newcastle Eagles will serve up another feast. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
It is the season of gratitude, and we are thankful to have 2 very wonderful guests joining us tonight. Leicester Riders head coach Rob Paternostro and former Watford and current Forest Green Rovers player and coach, I should say, Troy Deeney. It's difficult saying that now because I'm so used to it as a player, but now as a player coach. And as tradition would go, I'm going to ask you both, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving?
My wonderful family here and around the world. Miss them so much, the ones that are away. I miss this holiday.
It's a great holiday to have. Really, really thankful. And for you, Troy?
Very similar. Just thankful to have health, kids, lovely life, and to be here with you guys, right? Where do you want to be anywhere else on a Thursday, right?
This is great. I mean, I love when sports cross over, and your love for basketball means that you're here with us in the studio. And where did that love come from?
Just many, many moons ago, you know, we had Above the Rim, a very big Tupac fan. So that was a big movie for me to watch and obviously to get involved in. But then I think culturally it crossed over as well for love of hip-hop. So then obviously the likes of Allen Iverson, they get you in, get his hair braided. You're like, okay, I like the way that this is working. And then obviously through time you get all the greats. But my favourite was Shaq and
Big Shaq.
Orlando Shaq, and then got obviously to the Lakers and so on and so forth. But yeah, just love the sport. I love the way that the energy crosses over, and I feel like, you know, it's something that connects the pond, us over the pond, right? Everyone appreciates basketball, and the coach appreciates football.
Yeah, football. And Coach Rob, tonight we are in for a game. You know, Newcastle, London, they have got starting 5s that actually are very, very strong, but London maybe not as strong as it could be.
Yeah, a lot of guys resting tonight. Played last night in Euro Cup, so, you know, Newcastle gets them in a back-to-back, challenging to play in a back-to-back. And when you look at that starting lineup, you know, you look at Morgan, we talked about him as a great scorer. Sandy, the young British guy in the starting lineup for his energy. But Connor Morgan is a guy that doesn't get talked about much. That guy, 6'10" or so, can shoot the lights out, high release point, very difficult to block it.
And the Newcastle Eagles as well. Any differences differences you notice here at all?
Now, with that Newcastle Eagles, they're that backcourt. We've talked about it time and time again. McGill and Johnson, those two are dangerous. But look at Darius Defoe. He's been around forever. I played against him. And Defoe is a guy, though, when he's come into the starting lineup, has really stabilized that unit.
Yeah, 39 years young. Well, thank you very much, Rob. And down at courtside, we've got someone who knows the Newcastle Eagles better than most. It's Drew Lasker taking a closer look at their warm-ups.
Hey guys, let me introduce you to the hottest duo in the game, Jordan Johnson. He gets it done by scoring the ball and distributing. He's the strongest point guard in the league, loves to seek out contact, and you'll see him bouncing off defenders tonight like a ping pong, okay? Let me take you down to his running mate right here. Here we go. Ricky McGill, Pretty Ricky what they call him, and he just lies in the background, playing in the ones and twos. No, literally. Check this out. As of June of last year, he spends his off time working to become a DJ, and his inspiration is the Diesel, DJ Shaquille O'Neal.
I mean, I love that for him. I just hope that Ricky McGill is the one that is actually managing the music in the dressing room. But talking of Newcastle, 4 wins on the bounce here. They're coming into this pretty strong. And it's good for them because they recruited so big this summer. They needed to be able to have that winning streak coming in.
Yeah, certainly. Tough start, 3-7 in the league, but didn't panic. Now got themselves in a position where they got a nice schedule and they took advantage of it. And now tonight, a really good opportunity going against a team like London who had played last night. So this is a team that everybody thought would be good. And now they're showing what they can do.
Yeah, and Jordan Johnson has been absolutely key for this team as well. What a game he's been having this season. Second in the league in terms of average points and assists. But there's something pretty specific you like about his game, Coach Rob.
Yeah, scouting reports up and down the league will tell you, keep him off the free throw line. This guy has such an ability to draw fouls. 5'10", if that, but not afraid to go inside and make the plays. And when you can shoot the ball from the perimeter like him, teams have to come out and get him. Look at that graphic there. You can see how far ahead he is in free throw attempts. And again, everybody's trying to keep him off the line too.
It's almost audacious, isn't it, that he's so far ahead in terms of what he's been able to do from the free throw line.
Yeah, well, here you see him here. You got to be up on him because he can pull the trigger, but that change of pace move, he throws that body into him. You can see DeBose here says, no foul, referee. What do you mean? But Johnson will drive you crazy with that kind of stuff. And Drew talked about ping-ponging off people. There you see, Prince Anwas. Is that a foul? I don't know. But one thing we do know is that he consistently finds a way to get to that free throw line. And that is tough because he can score, but also gets the other team in foul trouble.
Yeah, but just very, very quickly, Troy, that's a skill, isn't it? To be able to kind of force those fouls and be that person that kind of wins, when you're taking the contact.
Yeah, of course, and he's been aggressive, right, Coach? So he's going in, he's forcing people to then collapse the pocket, and hopefully he can kick it out to his three-point shooters. Yeah, I know a little bit, Coach.
You do?
I know a little bit.
You do.
But yeah, so he can kick it out. But then, obviously, now he's getting everybody in foul trouble, which then creates loads of different problems. People have to come out the game. Weaker people would come in, and then that's where they can take advantage.
Well, let's see how he goes tonight. We'll be hearing from Jordan Johnson at halftime, actually, about his Thanksgiving celebrations with the Newcastle team. But for now, though, tip-off is just minutes away. And we'll take a look at what the Lions are up to next.
Why are the London Lions so dang good? Because vets like Jordan Taylor, he's the leader, the voice, the head honcho, and sometimes the comedian of the team. He's played all around Europe at the highest level. Now he's here passing on his knowledge, expertise to young players right here, like Kareem Queeley. He left the country at age 14 to go to get his education from the University of Real Madrid, a European powerhouse. And now he's back home to get his master's degree from the London Lions.
Welcome back to the British Basketball League live on Sky Sports. Tonight's game sees the Newcastle Eagles travel to the capital to take on the London Lions. So let's head down courtside to Drew Lasker, who's running his eye over the champs after another busy week.
Why are the London Lions so dang good? Because vets like Jordan Taylor, he's a leader, the voice, the head honcho, and sometimes the comedian of the team. He's played all around Europe at the highest level. Now he's here passing on his knowledge, expertise to young players right here, like Kareem Queeley. He left the country at age 14 to go to get his education from the University of Real Madrid, a European powerhouse. And now he's back home to get his master's degree from the London Lions.
Yeah, well, I mean, thank you, Drew. Always giving us the great facts, isn't he? And a couple of players at very different stages of their career there. And Troy, having a veteran like Jordan in the team, it is important, isn't it? It adds to a team environment.
Definitely. I think a lot of the younger players, and obviously an older statesman like myself, I'm going to say that, right? I'm going to lean on his side. But I do feel like he's obviously very talented, got his education, been a very, very good player. But when you have these young players coming through, as was just shown there by Drew, you have to be understanding that these guys will add to the environment, add to the culture, but they'll show these young guys what it takes to be a day-to-day veteran and day-to-day pro.
And that's really important, isn't it? Because actually, what the London Lions need is depth. They need to be able to rotate the squad, and having someone like Jordan in there, make sure that they can do that effectively, Coach Ross.
Sure, and they've done such a good job of rotating players this year. They don't panic if they're down. They play guys the minutes that they think they need to play. Remember, they just played last night. They're playing in Europe next week, so it's a grueling schedule that they have. So it's very important that they manage those minutes, and they've done that very well this season.
Managing the minutes and game management as well. All right, we've had a look at some of the talent that's on the floor. Time now to check in with the guys who'll be directing proceedings from the sidelines. Drew caught up with the coaches earlier. That streak to 6. Having made the journey down to the Copper Box to take on the league-leading London Lions. We'll get to the coaches in a moment. We've got a bit more of a different kind of VT there, but let's talk about team management in that sense. They played last night, London Lions. They're playing again today. What do you do as a coach to make sure they're coming in as fresh as they can, especially if they've rotated?
It's tough. It's tough in a lot of ways. It's not just about the fresh bodies. It's about not being able to talk about Newcastle that much, right? They just came in today, and this is the first time they've talked about it. You didn't get to prepare for them. But also now you look at their bench tonight, weekend side for them, quote-unquote weekend. So the first 5 that they have out there will have to play probably a lot of minutes tonight.
Absolutely. And I know, Troy, that you've been courtside. I've seen you courtside at a few of these London Lions games as well. And it excites you, doesn't it, just to see that and just to see the kind of talent that's out there?
Definitely, but I think just go back to coach's point there. This is where the vets come in, right? About preparation, looking after yourself after games, a quick turnaround now. You can show them what to do. And they've got some young guys on the bench, so now this is their time to shine. Yeah. And if they've been training properly, they should be able to come in and add some quality to the game. If not, then, you know, the vets will get told off afterwards, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, the trust that is there is impressive. And I think that's what Coach has had this year. He's trusted his roster.
He's trusted his roster. Will they be able to deliver? London Lions take on the Newcastle Eagles next after the break. Well, it is tonight. The London Lions taking on the Newcastle Eagles. What a matchup we have in store. If it's anything like the last time, put your feet up. It could be a long night. Tip-off coming up. And to take you through our wonderful team of Todd Harris and Azania Stewart.
Thank you very much, Jeanette, as we welcome you into the Copper Box tonight. As you mentioned, back-to-back nights for the London Lions, and the officials for tonight's game, Gavin Williams, Rob Hickman, and Harvey West will be controlling the action. Jeanette, they talked about it, and Azania, the London Lions come back on a very quick turnaround. We were both there last night. The London Lions put a lot into that victory over Ljubljana.
Yeah, we did. We were inside the Copper Box arena on the court side, weren't we, Todd? And but you're right. The crew spoke about how tough it is to come. The very next day, Coach Rob Paginastro talked about you don't have a lot of time to prepare, you know, and here's a quick little turnover. But I felt like the last time these two teams played, Newcastle took them into overtime in this same situation. And also when they did lose their first league game versus Plymouth was when it was a lot of games and minutes in the bodies.
And we're going to get a much different look of the London Lions as Defoe gets the first shot off and knocks it in, as the wily veteran gets his first 2 buckets. 39 years of age, 20 years in the system. We're going to get a different look at the Lions that we saw from last night. They're going to be in a much shorter rotation.
Yeah. Oof, wow. Our friend Jordan Taylor says, don't worry, guys. I played last night and I'm going to do it again. But you're right, the rotation, but this team is built for this, right, Todd? They've got a lot of games in a short amount of time. This is their 3rd game in 5 days.
That shot off, Connor Morgan will take it away. Connor Morgan last night, we'll talk more about last night's Euro Cup game. He had some huge plays last night on the defensive end.
Yeah, he was wonderful. And, you know, he's known for his 3-point shot, but he told me in a media day, hey, if my 3 isn't falling, my defense is solid.
Kieran Sandy getting the start for head coach Peter Bosic in his first year as a head coach. So Kieran Sandy, 6'6" forward out of London. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, but they desperately need him tonight. But you've got guys like Luke Nelson, Mo Salawati, Sam Decker, Tariq Phillip, all not going tonight. Big 3-pointer there as well from none other than Ricky McGill.
Yeah, his offense is just a scoring machine. Nobody said everyone's all right.
Gabe Olasheni struggled from short range early in last night's game, and this is a great matchup right here. Talk about this. I mean, you've got Jordan Johnson going head-to-head with Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, I really like it. We spoke about Johnson.
Step back.
Yeah, we spoke about Johnson. He loves to get into the body of the defender, as Drew told us at the beginning. But also, as another scorer, is Matt Morgan.
Yeah. His second gear, when he shifts full speed, he just, the burst is amazing. That 3 off the mark. Taj Green tries to keep it alive for the Eagles, and it's going to be foul before. Looks like they're going to get Jordan Taylor for the reach-in.
There's so many lovely stories, really, to be had with both of these teams. Obviously, the historic history with the Newcastle Eagles, wonderful fan base over there, but then also the London Lions doing something special also.
Jordan Johnson left wide open, and that's never a good thing. This time he's unable to come up with it, and a nice rebound there for Kieran Sandy. So we'll see if the London Lions have the legs to run tonight, or if they're going to run more of a controlled set offense. This is always a good option, going inside the big Gabe Olasheni, knocked away, and Darius Defoe creates a turnover there.
Wonderful defense by Defoe.
Absolutely, on the inside, leads to a wide open 3 from Taj Green on the outside. Ricky McGill can't get it to connect, and Connor Morgan will come away with it.
Got numbers here.
He should hit that all night long.
Yeah.
Connor Morgan last night, 34 minutes, 18 points, and that huge block shot.
It was incredible, wasn't it?
It was right in front of you.
Yeah, it was.
Right on the baseline. And they're going to keep giving Jordan Johnson open looks. We talked about him, how he's able to get inside at 5'10", create contact with Zenia, but he's a pretty solid outside shooter.
Yes, great shoot, but also, there's a foul there, he gets to the free throw line 8 times a game. He wants to create that contact. He's playing really fantastic basketball, and as he goes, Newcastle Eagles goes.
Mark Studel happy to have Jordan Johnson in that roster, averaging 19.3 a game, 85% from the free throw line. So when he gets to the line, he's usually going to convert. Here we go. Eagles with numbers, and it ends like that. How about that for some Thanksgiving stuffing?
Yeah, put that on a plate for you. Taj Green slams it down the middle. Wonderful fast break.
Lions trying to answer back. Olashedi keeps it alive momentarily, and back come the Eagles looking to run again. That was way off the mark. Right now it looks like the Eagles are trying to run this thing, maybe put some heat out. They're going to wave it off and foul before, so it looks like Gabe Olashedi will not get too free from the line.
There's the moustache man. They said that in Thanksgiving promo. I love
Classic.
that.
Well done.
Yes.
27 minutes, 19 points, and 12 rebounds for Gabe Olashedi. So if anyone deserves some rest, it'll be him, as Kareem Quealy checks into the game, number 11 for the London Lions. We talked about the Lions being a little short-handed tonight, so you'll hear and see a lot of players that don't get tons of minutes.
Yeah, you know, Quealy has a foul there on the floor. He's coming back from his injury, and I actually spoke to him just about him coming back. He's been out for 10 months, and he's trying to get into that game shape, you know, and he said he went up a couple of times, up and down, and he was gassed. But it takes time to not only, you know, start to feel confident on the floor, but then just, like I said, get into game shape. It takes weeks, in my opinion, about 4 weeks.
Petar Bosic now trying to manage this roster that's loaded with talent. Of course, Sam Decker, last time these teams met, didn't play much, but still got 9 points. The word is on the street that Sam Decker could be back in full rotation next week.
Yeah.
That changes the dynamic of the Lions as if they didn't need more talent.
It does, and you know, they are missing most of Wade, a huge, big player for them, but listen, guys have to step up, and this is the part of the basketball game. There's injuries, there's minutes restriction, there's tiredness. You have to be able to rely on your bench.
Maybe two of the hottest teams in the British Basketball League right now. It's the Eagles and the Lions, and wow, speaking of hot, Jordan Johnson off to a great start. Quick back and nice work by Kareem Quealy checking in, and a nice contribution off the bench.
Oh, I love that for him, Todd, to come off the bench and get fast break layup. Finally getting back.
Up and under with a circus maneuver. It's more Jordan Johnson as he is delivering on Thanksgiving Day. The 5'10 guard out of UNLV, former Caledonia Gladiator, gets it done. And the Eagles looking good early on, 17-12 with 5:30 to play here in the first.
What's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
You know what? I'm a big fan of mashed potatoes and gravy.
Ooh.
I mean, it's just it's a staple, but you know, you can't look past the turkey, and then got to get to that pumpkin pie.
Well, I'm not a pumpkin pie girl. No.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I think it is. I just like all the leftovers for like 3 days
Nothing like a good
straight.
turkey sandwich a couple days later.
Yep.
Jordan Taylor off the mark. Back come the Eagles. Get the feeling that the Eagles would like to turn this into an up-tempo game, knowing that the Lions played less than 24 hours ago.
I think you're right about that.
Inside, Taj Green with the give. Up and under. And I'll tell you what, they are looking good with Josh Ward-Hibbert, the former London Lion, getting the last bucket. It is a 5-point lead with just under 5 minutes to play here on Thanksgiving Day back in the States from the Copper Box. Newcastle Eagles have taken their show on the road. They've got a four-game win streak in the British Basketball League. And right now, Xenia, they look like they want to put the hammer down early on the homestanding Lions.
Yeah, they definitely had a hot start to this first quarter. But what they have been doing is attacking the rim. They're putting their head down and getting straight there. And I feel like they're doing really well. They know that the team London Lions played last night. They're going to be a little bit tired, maybe a little sluggish. It's the best game plan that they've come up with so far.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
You were at the game last night, as was I. Yeah. Did you see any Newcastle players at the Copper Box watching that game? And if not, why wouldn't they have been there scouting? Or did they come in today?
They maybe came in today.
They came in today.
I'm not too sure. But sometimes you can scout from your bed.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
Put the game on and rest.
Well, what a great atmosphere it was last night.
It was rocking.
That was fantastic. You get legends like Xenia Stewart sitting baseline, rocking that London Lion jacket. Good times ahead. Speaking of good times, Matt Morgan's had a good month, I should say, averaging over 21 points a game. He only played a limited time last time these teams met, but he had 8 points. But last night went 26 minutes, 24 points.
Yeah.
He was a huge reason why the Lions beat Ljubljana.
Yeah, and when they went into that overtime when they played Newcastle, Matt Morgan was the reason. Went for 30 points.
Huge night.
Yeah, he was big.
You heard the chants last night when they were interviewing him, the MVP chants.
That was pretty cool.
Ooh, deep range shot from the former London Lion, Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Yeah, he's back to let him know. And you know, there was a lovely quote from Josh Ward-Hibbert and just saying, hey, we're a special group and we've just scratched the surface. I really like that.
Josh Sharma coming right back, the big Stanford grad. He had 6 points last night, all of them easy alley-oop dunks. Well, not easy, because he makes it look easy, though.
Not tonight, Todd.
Oh, big
showing
three.
His range.
And I got to be honest with you, I'm a fan, as that is a charge, so a nice job by Kareem Quealy checking into the game. You know what I love about Kareem Quealy?
Tell me.
St. Kitts Nevis. You know what his middle name is?
What?
Sherlock. Is that the best middle name for a London Lion? Kareem Sherlock Quealy. Come on. That is brilliant.
Dad's name. No?
But it's just a family
cool
name, but it's just a cool name. Playing in London. Sherlock.
Yeah, really cool.
22-18 as we go into 4 minutes here in the first period. We already talked about it. London Lions playing last night in a Euro Cup game where they got the win, 101-95. And almost on cue, Kieran Sandy buried another three where just moments ago Josh Sharma got his first point.
Yeah, that corner three seems to be wide open.
It's a hot spot. Jordan Johnson has just had such a good run these last 4 games in the British Basketball League. Complete floor general in every sense of the word.
But also in that loss, when Newcastle lost in that overtime, he fouled out Jordan Johnson in that game.
Yep.
Yeah, he fouled
big
out.
Loss when he's leaving the floor.
Yeah, it was a huge loss.
Because then you have Ricky McGill that has to kind of run to that point, or Larry Austin, and that's not normal, their comfort zone. We have Jordan Johnson out there running the show. It makes life a lot easier for the rest of the team. Sandy now taken away midair by the aforementioned, and he leaves it, and that would have been a beautiful matchup at the rim as Taj Green was looking to deliver some leftovers, and Josh Sharma was saying, not on my watch.
Jordan Johnson knew Sharma was chasing him down, didn't he? And Sharma loves to block a shot, so it was a good,
smart move
to assist his fellow Taj Green behind him.
So Taj Green will step to the line. 6'8" forward out of Columbia, South Carolina. Just 25 years of age, the former Manchester Giant. Nice pickup for the Eagles. 9 points the last time these two teams met in a London Lion victory, 99-86, and it really wasn't that close. Mark Stewart was looking for a big turnaround, try to do what only one other team has done this year, and that is beat the London Lions. Of course, Plymouth pulled it off earlier to give the Lions that 14-1 record. Such an impressive performance the Lions have been thus far, and we're just in late November.
Yeah.
Second place right now, Cheshire, 9-4.
Yeah.
Big difference between 14-1 and 9-4.
I do like the Cheshire Phoenix too.
Great team this year. Oh, and just taken away. Ricky McGill picked the pocket.
Great job by Newcastle. Little full court press and then the trap of Caboza. They're not looking after the ball.
Caboza, the 6'2" guard, just checking in, seeing some extended minutes. Sharma going behind his back, showing his dribbling handle. Caboza for three. Off the heel hard. Also checking into the game, number 35, Rokas Gustas, the Lithuanian. Sharma, pretty shot, can't get it to fall. Almost as nice looking as those shoes. Rocking the pink tonight.
See?
So Larry Austin Jr. will come into the game, give Jordan Johnson a break. Larry Austin's been out with injury, the 6'2 guard out of Central Michigan University. 10 points the last time he was on the court, and it was against these London Lions.
I think Newcastle really missed Austin Jr. He's a big part of this team. He's a tough cookie, you know, as we're talking about Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
He's like a cookie. But his defense is what ignites his offense.
McGill off the dribble. Quealy now with the rebound. So the Lions with some young, fresh talent in there. Not normal rotation you see for them. Well done working the ball around, and nice giveaway. And Sharma was teeing that up for a nice piece of turkey. He was going to throw that one down with a Thanksgiving gratitude.
But Josh Ward-Hibbert, also known for his defense.
Yeah,
he's long, he's lean. Yeah. You know, he's got that tennis arm as he played tennis and was actually incredible at tennis.
Amazing tennis player.
Yeah.
So far, what you're seeing, do you think the Lions look sluggish, look like a team that's played 24 hours ago, or do you think they're kind of doing what they do?
They're just a little bit out of sync.
Ooh. Thought about the alley-oop. Was well defended by Sharma down there. Anyone else, they probably let it go. Beautiful pass. Taj Green with the bullet as he finds Larry Austin Jr. cutting through the lane.
I think it's a little bit difficult, right? Because Bradley Caboza, Sandy, those players didn't play last night.
Right.
And you kind of lose some sort of rhythm when you've sat on the bench and you haven't played, and now you've got to play full force. It's kind of difficult to get going.
Quealy takes the bump, and he's going to get the harm. Ricky McGill picking up the foul. 6'1 guard out of Spring Valley, New York. Played his college ball at Iona. Averaging 16.4 plus 5.5 assists a game. Big part of the Newcastle Eagles and Mark Strudel and what they've been able to do over the last 4 games. Got some tough ones coming up. Of course, on Sunday they'd be at Surrey, and then they get Surrey again on the 1st of December before the 12-8, December 8th showdown at home against Bristol, and then 12-17 they've got Cheshire. So 2 tough games for them, the back ends of that 4-game stretch.
Yep. Just going back to Kareem, he was talking about quickly at the line that he's finding it hard to get his rhythm because they're playing so many games, Todd. There's not a lot of practice. So he's finding it difficult to get that, you know, the reps in practice that he's just getting thrown into the game. He's got to figure it out to get his rhythm.
That's part of, I mean, you know, as a former London Lion, it's part of being a professional. I mean, you're going to be put in situations that aren't comfortable, and you're either going to flourish or you're not. And that's the true sign of a pro.
Yeah. And obviously, having that injury and he was out 10 months, it is kind of joining the mind and the brain back with the body, trusting the body, trusting that you've put the work in and the rehab and your body's not going to fail you. It's a mental game, and I really do. It takes a while, and I feel like he's finally getting into his flow.
That cut almost worked to perfection. And they finally get it done as Larry Austin Jr. couldn't put it away. Ricky McGill there to clean it up. The quickness of the Eagles, I think, is something to talk about because usually it's the London Lions who have that quick first step, of course, with Matthew Morgan. Alley-oop goes awry, looking for Josh Sharma. Not quite as crisp a pass as he would have liked. Look at the Eagles. No one to defend that three-point line. They're backing way down, and that results in a monster three-pointer. And just like that, Josh Ward-Hibbert has just put the pain against his former team.
Mark Strudel gave him a little butt tap just to say, great shot.
Yeah, and without a true floor general right now, London Lions are a bit out of sorts. And they can play for the last shot as the shot clock is off. 7 seconds now. McGill's going to go one-on-one. McGill on the kick out. Austin across the line loses the grip. And it will go to break at 32-19. Newcastle Eagles giving thanks for the opportunity to surprise the London Lions in their home den and possibly give them their second loss of the season. We'll have the second quarter when we return on Sky Sports. It's a Thursday night tilt on Sky Sports in the British Basketball League. Newcastle taking on London at the Copper Box here in Northeast London. Todd Harris alongside the former London Lion, Xavier Stewart. Glad to have you with us. 32-19 as we start the second period. And Newcastle clearly in front and in control of this game, Z.
Well, the thing is, who else is feeling good is Newcastle. They are coming off a 5-winning streak, obviously in the British League and in Europe.
Right.
They're feeling good and they're playing good.
Shot clock had to get that one off. Larry Austin Jr. rushed just a little bit. They used the entire clock. And the Lions come back with Connor Morgan, number 9, checking this, give them a little bit of presence up front. Also, Gable Osheni back into the game. Morgan, Sharma. In and out for Sharma, can't get it to fall. Josh Ward-Hibbert rips away the rebound for the Eagles.
They've gone a little bit bigger here, London Lions, with Gabe, Osheni, and Sharma in.
I haven't seen that combination in a long time for them.
They usually sub for each other.
Matt Morgan's also checked into the game. Big night for him. Shot clock now under 5 as they go around the horn. Drive and the kick out to Josh Ward-Hibbert. He'll beat the clock but find nothing but London air. Ball knocked away inside tall trees. They'll go right back out to Johnson, left wide open. He can't get it to fall. Sharma battles for the rebound, comes away with it. So a little bit of a hectic pace as Jordan Taylor checks back into the game. And Matt Morgan immediately has his pocket picked. Thievery on Thanksgiving night here, and Jordan Johnson goes coast to coast.
I kind of like it. Jordan Johnson and Matt Morgan going at it. It's a lovely matchup.
34-19. And right now it's the Newcastle Eagles doing seemingly whatever they want to do. Inside, outside. Osheni from the foul line knocks it down.
Beautiful 15-footer. The mustache monster.
13-point advantage for the visitors, who sit 7-7 right now in the British Basketball League. That has them in 6th place. London Lions, we said, lead the way at 14-1. Inside, Sharma thought he had a beat on the ball, can't get it. And the big fella, Darius Defoe, drives, fouled. He'll go to the line. We talked about Darius Defoe in the last game we had when they took on Plymouth City, Z, and he's a difference maker, not necessarily on the stats because he's getting 5 points, 2 or 3 rebounds a game, but when he's in as a starter, they're a different team.
Yeah, and I think Troy spoke about this at the top of the show about the veteranship. You know,
you weren't saying Troy's old.
No. I mean, he's a fine wine like myself.
There we go.
Top shelf, honey.
How about that? We got Premier League in the house tonight.
We do. And the thing is about Darius is just his leadership, his presence. The guys respect him.
100%.
It is. Once he's on the floor, it's a different team. So glad he struggled with a little bit of injury, was out at the start of the season, but he's back in the starting lineup and pretty much should say been in the start. He's been in the starting lineup.
Head coach Mark Studel in his second year at Newcastle, working the gum like Coach Rob. He gets it done. Although no one chews the gum like Coach Rob.
No.
Have him coming up at the halftime with Jeanette and Troy. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll go the way of the Eagles.
I think it's to calm their nerves a little bit, maybe. I played with chewing gum, actually.
Serious?
Yeah, I played with chewing gum.
Coach never told you you're going to choke on that?
I did one time. Yeah, I choked.
And then you stopped, never doing it again?
No, I
went right back to it.
Yeah. I liked it because I used to eat airwaves, so it made me breathe.
Ah, okay.
It helped me breathe.
36-21, 15-point lead. Shot clock now to 6. Defoe driving on the kick and the give, and that's a dangerous, dangerous play as he was undercut as Taj Green went up, and it wasn't malicious as Matthew Morgan just got himself in a bad position and caught the legs of Green. So good sportsmanship there to help him up, but that will send him to the line. That would have been a thunderous jam on the baseline had Morgan not been there.
Eagles playing really beautiful basketball. Yep. They're moving as one on a string.
Devin Whitfield is also checked in for Coach Studel. Whitfield, a key player in that last meeting, 16 points. The last time these teams met, with London getting the win. Coach Studel.
You saw him at pregame getting a little sweat on.
Yeah.
And,
looks like he might still be able to put a few in. He's got some points and some fouls to give. Green hits them both. So goes back up. 7 minutes to play in the first half, a game that has been controlled really from the outset by the Newcastle Eagles. They make the trip down here looking for some revenge. They've lost 2 games to the Lions thus far this year. Don't want to make it 3 in a row. Connor Morgan from range. Boom. Big three-pointer for the Lions.
Yeah, as somebody you don't want to leave open, especially when he has his feet set. Man, Victoria, Canada, doing it all.
And the copper box comes alive, and Jordan Johnson's going to get 3 free ones as Jordan Taylor pleads his case.
That's just so smart. We don't talk about his IQ.
Jordan Taylor, I mean, come on, he's a studio mate here. He's one of our colleagues, and he's like, let me just tell you, let me just have a little bit of jurisprudence here and plead my case. Gabe Olasheni's also not talking about the best curry in London right now. I'm sure he's
having a lovely conversation.
Can you read the lips of a man with a stash like that? Makes it a little harder, doesn't it?
Well, this is the moment where you can have a quick chat with the referee. You don't know how long. You can. He said, "Let me finish. Let me finish." There we go. I can read those lips.
Officials are earning their money tonight.
I saw a clip last night
with Gabe?
CP3. No, sorry.
CP3 and
talking to
Scott
a referee.
Foster.
Yeah.
They do not like each other.
Well, he's going back at him, and then the referee's told him to stop, and then he's given him a double T. There's a way to obviously have a conversation.
Yeah.
The referees are human beings. They are able to talk, but as long as you speak respectfully to them, they're happy to have that chat.
I was wondering, as you were captain for the London Lions, that it's your job to go talk to the officials for players on the team. You need to take that role, correct?
Yeah, but it's also my job to pull a teammate if they're talking too much. They're allowed to have that moment, but you know, I co-captain with Shanice Beckford-Norton, and that is a captain's job. You know, you are being able to, but also as a player, you can have a chat with them.
Wow, beautiful pass across the lane, and once again, Connor Morgan coming up big. That's 5 straight points for the Canadian national player.
Oh, and had Taj Green on skates. That might be a little highlight.
Little ankle breaker.
Ooh, I love that.
Went Allen Iverson on the baseline. Contact near with Quealy. 11-on-11 crime, and they're going to get Kareem Sherlock Quealy with his foul.
And this is what the guys in the studio spoke about, how Jordan Johnson loves to create that contact. When he's got that mismatch, he is a smaller, stronger guy. Kareem Quealy, you know, switch onto him, he attacked his knees right away.
Speaking of quick, they put Matt Morgan now on Johnson, goes inside, and unfortunately Devin Whitfield was looking for his man to rotate. Now the Lions have numbers. Jordan Taylor's going to take advantage of it, take it all the way to the rack. Can't get it to fall, but he does draw the foul on Taj Green. That's a smart veteran play right there. He's like, why didn't I get that to drop? So JT, the captain of the London Lions, will head to the line. We talked about 29 minutes last night, 6 points, and Azania, we saw it happen. Pivotal 2 minutes left in that game against Ljubljana, and he comes up with that steal. Trails, comes back and picks it off.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job just from the leadership point, but obviously as a point guard, the ball's in your hand a lot, but I felt like he just controlled, especially that last, 3 minutes of the quarter, and to get them that big win.
So do you think Jordan Taylor can put in the same effort that he did last night? Can he go a full 30 tonight, or do you think they're going to back him off a bit?
Listen, he's probably going to need a nice bath of massage.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's going to need it all. But this is the part of being a professional athlete. This is your full-time job, and your full-time job also needs to be is looking after your body off the court.
We've talked about the Lions and the Eagles. Both have European ball to play outside the British Basketball League. That bucket is good. Lions coming up with at Leicester on December 1st, and then Caledonia on the 3rd. So 2 big games for them to look forward to. Matt Morgan now comes off that screen, finds himself wide open, can't bury it. Stays with the Lions. Gabe Olasheni going right at Darius Defoe, and he's going to get called for the charge. Defoe says, I may not move as fast, young man, but I'm a veteran.
And that's what it is. Look at this. Good, strong forearm. Gets his hands out and then gets the hit. Yeah, that's going to hurt tomorrow, though, isn't it? Great defense by him.
42-28, still Newcastle on top. Coming into the Copper Box tonight on a 7-7 league record. Has them again, as we said, in 6th place. The Lions lead at 14-1, with Cheshire looming in 2nd place at 9-4. I think Cheshire and Bristol, maybe the two big stories, as Darius Defoe re-energized after taking that charge and gets another bucket.
He's looking like a spring chicken.
Yes, he is. More like a 15-year veteran. Oh, Jordan Taylor was all ready to dish that dime. Had to recover it, and they reset it back out to the top. Plenty of time on the shot clock at 10. Morgan maybe rushed that one just a little bit. Had plenty of time and space. 4:30 to go in the first half. How does a guy at 5'10", amidst all those giants, get the rebound and lead to a bucket by Josh Ward-Hibbert? 4:20 in the first half, and it is a Newcastle's romp as we stand right now, getting contributions from everyone, including Darius Defoe.
Should we do it facing this way since there's nobody in the stands? Couple bucks to read again. In London, it's a great tilt on Sky Sports. Newcastle with the lead over the London Lions. Right now, let's go courtside. And Drew Lasker. Thanks, Todd. Jordan Johnson is one of the strongest players in the league and has been a revelation for the Newcastle Eagles this season. His style of play consists of seeking bodies and absorbing contact when he makes a living at the free throw line. But he tells me his body wasn't always suited for that style of play, and he used to be super skinny. It wasn't until his trainer, Kelvin, introduced him to weightlifting. And the turning point, as they just slam dunk behind me, was his redshirt season at UNLV, where he sat out the whole year, focused on his body, and lifted every single day. Now it's a huge part of his offseason regimen, where he splits time between Las Vegas and Houston. And with 14 points in the early Newcastle league, I think it's safe to say the hard work is paying off.
Well, Drew, watch out your head, because they're dunking on top of you.
Drew almost got posterized.
Wonderful story. Thank you very much, Drew. Always up to date with the latest, but also got the best seat in the house.
What was your strength regiment like? I'll come back to Drew on that as well, because Drew's a thinner player. I mean, Drew's built with speed and things like that.
Long and lean.
Long and lean.
Yeah.
But you're kind of long and lean as well. What was your regiment like in season, and did they put you on like a calorie diet and weightlifting regimen?
Well, it was just a bit different. Foul here as he'll go to the line. But for me, when I was getting ready for the Olympics, I was on a strict diet. I quit alcohol, beverages, and sweets and crisps, and I really got my body in great shape. But as I got older, let's talk about this real quick. Where's Drew? Is he anywhere in that?
Just 3 feet underneath, yeah.
But as I got older in my career, I got rid of the weight room, and I got really into like band.
Okay. So resistant Pilates and things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And really looked after my body that way, did yoga.
More flexibility, more stretching.
Yeah, I didn't need the heavy weights on my back. especially at, you know, the fine age of 30.
21.
Yeah,
21 for life. Azania Stewart, ladies and gentlemen. Did you ever get the ice bath thing? Were you ever an ice bath person?
I was an ice bath girl.
And you loved it?
Love it.
Except that initial
hit.
Staying active and staying lean and mean as Taj Green flexes up at the copper box.
Huge. Todd is working hard. You can see Josh Sharma on his knees, a little bit tired, maybe frustrated, but Green is putting in a shift. Went up against 2 players to get that rebound and won.
And it's the Newcastle Eagles that are coming at them in waves right now as they will sub out Darius Defoe and Jordan Johnson. They're able to come back in with guys like Malcolm Delpeche. Some other really good talent. They got Will Neighbors still waiting in the wings to come in and get some time. Scott Spencer.
Yeah. And, you know, and Newcastle have done a tremendous job in the offseason as he misses that free throw, going out and recruiting, obviously getting Josh Ward-Hibbert, Larry Austin Jr. They went out and they said, we want to build a team that can compete with the best. And here they are, not only tonight, but they had that overtime game.
Yeah.
And I think Josh Ward-Hibbert said it. We're trying to scratch the surface and be better.
With 2:44, the pressure coming full court now on the Lions from the Eagles. Is this a team that Mark Studel, do you think, kind of in the offseason said, this is the kind of squad I want?
Yeah.
I want these kind of pieces.
Yes, he definitely said it.
50-33, it's Newcastle leading the way as the Lions just cannot seem to find some offensive flow. That ball had to be thrown up because the shot clock was dwindling down, and it is expired, does not hit rim. So we'll check in now. Back in the studio, Jeanette Quachi for an update on what we'll see at half. Jeanette.
Wow. What are we seeing here? Coach Rob alongside Troy Deeney as well. And Coach Rob, this is a London team that look like they have a bit of a hangover at the minute.
Yeah, and we see lineups that we haven't seen at all this year. You know, guys that haven't played together at all, and they look like they're running in sand half the time, really having trouble getting back on defense and getting to the loose balls.
Yeah, but how impressed are you with Newcastle, Troy?
Yeah, they're doing what they should do. Picked up the pace early. They know they've got a back-to-back in London line, so getting after them and making sure that this tempo is very high. Yeah. And they're attacking the rim as well, what they should be doing.
Great. Well, safe to say we've got quite a lot to chop up at halftime. Back to you, Todd Lasagna.
Thank you, Jeanette. Coach Rob and Troy will talk about it. And look at this. He is just living above the rim. Taj Green, take a bow.
Wow. And that was a cheeky little pass. Jordan Johnson threw it between his legs.
And look at this. Coach Studel's bringing full court press with 2 minutes to go in the first half. A 20-point lead, and he is not letting off the pedal.
Yeah, tire them out. Have to make them think there's not a true point guard out there. Why not?
Trying to go inside to Josh Sharma's Quealy. Gets double team, goes right at Green, spins up and under, and the Stanford grad will draw the foul on Green, who really got in a no-man's zone. But again, you look at the body size of Josh Sharma. Taj Green can fly, but he is a little leaner than big Joshua Henry Sharma.
Oh, King Henry there. He does. He has great footwork, great timing. And for me, I thought Troy made a great point there in the studio in the fact of Newcastle have done a wonderful job putting the pressure on, keep packing the punches, making London have to, you know, sub, rotate, think. They're doing a good job. Can they hold up in the
And a great
half?
description from Coach Rob talking about London Lions look like they're running in sand. You've been there before where the legs just have no punch.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? When you have you have less than 24 hours to recover, and I think that's what the hardest thing is, to manage to rest, to sleep, to get scout in, and to run in sand is a difficult situation.
Coming up on the final minute of play here from London, it is Larry Austin Jr. now running the point for the Eagles. They have a monstrous lead, 55-34. I don't know if the London Lions have been down this much in a long time. Long three-pointer on its way, and why not?
Josh Ward-Hibbert with the sky flying three-point shot.
And the block's going to be called on Larry Austin Jr. Couldn't get there in time as Bradley Kaboza made the drive. So there's going to be a lot to talk about in the London Lions locker room. If you're Coach Bosic, what are you saying? Guys, I know you got nothing in the tank, but just give me another 20 minutes.
Well, he spoke about the top when he's coaching interviews, just saying he has to share the minutes. I just think there you see him, he's coaching Kaboza, maybe a little bit frustrated.
Oh, just picked cleanly, way too easy. Insult to injury.
Well, Austin Jr. is definitely back, isn't he? And they've been missing this extra punch off the bench. He loves it. He loves the defense. And I said, as he plays defense, it ignites his offense and is just putting, London Lions to the bench.
When he's at full strength, he's got to be considered Defensive Player of the Year because what he brings, and that's going to be a travel as looked like Bradley Kaboza thought about the jump shot, came down with it, feet left the floor. Kaboza, a London product. Seen some pretty meaningful minutes here in the first half, but this is all Eagles. Fly, Eagle, fly. And even when they get a block, there's still a foul being called. Looks like they're gonna get Gustas. 6'9" Lithuanian who's picked up this year, plays college ball in the States at Hofstra. I thought that Newcastle, Azania, would have a chance to win this game, and I thought they'd be ready. And obviously, the fresher of the two teams, I did not see a 26-point lead going into half.
At all.
No.
God, at all. And could add insult to injury here with these free throws, and he makes it. And absolutely hats off to Newcastle. Was focus, was their game plan, attack them, run. I've never seen them move so fast. Let's tire them out even more. But also Mark Studer doing a wonderful job in the rotations, keeping the boys fresh so they can keep this pace up.
62 points in the first half as the final shot comes off and it will go nowhere. So the points they needed, they do not get, and this is an absolute beatdown at the Copper Box. 62-34. The Eagles at 7-7 have come to the capital city on a mission, and that is to not go down to the Lions for the third straight time. Remember, they lost in overtime early in the season, 109-104. Then they lost more recently, 99-86. And here they are with 62 points in the first 20 minutes of ball, keeping the London Lions with their prolific offense to 34 points. So a lot to talk about in both locker rooms. The London Lions certainly will have quite a bit to talk about as we check in with Drew Lasker, who's now standing by with a former Lion, Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Josh, you returned to a place that you spent a lot of time. You were presented with a jersey pregame. How does it feel to be back home?
London's always got a place for me. I spent a few years here, a few trophies, so I got a lot of love for them. They got a lot of love for me, so it's nice to get that pregame. And but once that whistle goes, it's a different story.
And you got 13 early points. London obviously played yesterday. How were you guys able to take advantage of their thin roster?
They got a tough roster, top to bottom. So we're not so much thinking about taking advantage, just playing whoever's on the floor and playing our game and taking whatever challenges come at us.
Good luck in the second half, Josh. Todd, back to you.
All right, thank you, Drew. Halftime in London is 62-34. It is the visiting Eagles on top by 28. When we come back, we go back to the Sky Sports studio. Jeanette Quacci, Rob Paternostro, and Troy Deeney.
Welcome back. Listen to this score. The London Lions 34, the Newcastle Eagles 62. And it's a different looking London Lions team. London a lot slower than normal, but Newcastle out of the gate early, taking charge and staying in charge. We are looking at a 28-point game at half-time. London lackluster in their performance, but Newcastle demanding and dominating, I should say, the stats. Taj Green right up there. And shout out to Darius Defoe as well, using that veteran status to impact the performance of the Eagles. And Coach Rob, this is a tired London team. Look at these stats.
Yeah, no doubt. I think when you look at it, the turnovers jump off the page. 13 turnovers for London, only 2 forced for Newcastle. And those turnovers that London had, they couldn't get back on defense, and Newcastle punished them from the start of the game up until the halftime.
And what is that about then? Because we are seeing a clear lack of pressure when it comes down to London in the defense.
Yeah, you know, again, when you look at the lineup, when Newcastle looked at the lineup before the game, Merry Christmas. Christmas come early with all those guys down, but give them credit. They went right at them, took it to them, and you could see right from the start that London wasn't able to get back on defense, play any pressure defense. The open looks were coming fast. You can see early, wide open Darius Defoe. Why not? He's going to make that all day. Now with the switch against the 5, easy 3 for Ricky McGill. And here's where they were dangerous. Out in the open floor, only one guy back. And Mr. Green finishes like nobody else in the league. But you could see it. You know, we were talking here in the studio. You could see right from the start that the defense wasn't there and the legs weren't there.
Yeah, and this is one of those games, actually, Troy. Newcastle have really taken the opportunity, aren't they? And Taj Green leading the stats there for them and actually impacting the game the best way he knows how.
Yeah, I think he's led by example, but I think more importantly for that, it's just about knowing that they're under pressure, right? London Lions are at home, it's on TV, everyone's expecting them to be great. This is how we get it done. So he's come, he set this tempo and he's getting after them. Some nice, this is the kind of stuff that I like to see there. Being physical, he should really win that ball. 70-30 in the other team's favour, but he goes and gets it. High pressure, great pass here, and then this is one for the crowd. So we've got to have a lot of new fans tonight, and a lot of young people in the crowd are seeing that as well. But I think Newcastle have done what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Come, put pressure, and this is why they're so far ahead.
That's definitely one there for the highlight reel. And Jordan Johnson, a word on him as well, Coach Rob.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're going to have energy to stop them, and the lack of energy that the Lions have, well, if a guy's going to take advantage of it, it's going to be Johnson. You see here, he's so slick with the ball, and he separates himself there. Good body control. He scores in different ways. He scores outside on the perimeter. He scores going to the basket, mid-range shots. So he has it all in his bag. And tonight, 62 on the board in the first half. He's been the leader for the Eagles.
I'm really lucky tonight because I'm joined literally by 2 coaches, actually. One in basketball, one a player coach in football. And Troy, I want to ask you, if you're in the change room here at half-time, what are you saying to that London team?
It's a pride situation now, right? So that first half's done. It's finished. But are you going to embarrass yourself? Are you going to come out with a bit of personal pride, high energy? You're going to lose the game, probably. But can you take anything from this game, which is high energy? What does the rest of this team look like? What do the younger guys look like? If not, at this moment in time, the coach is going to have a very good time tomorrow.
Similar coach, you say, Samson?
Yeah, you know, I think it's important for the young guys to step up now. Yeah. We can see that this game is probably out of reach, so they're getting their opportunity. This is a game for them. You know, they got to take it with both hands. First half wasn't good. Yeah. Hopefully the second half, if you're London, the young guys could show something else.
Oof, what are they going to do in that second half? Well, we talked about Jordan Johnson's performance on the court, but like a lot of our American viewers, he's been celebrating Thanksgiving off of the court, so we went out to find out his favourite way to celebrate.
Yeah, I miss home. I miss home a lot. Celebrating Thanksgiving is just like being around family and enjoying family time. This is pretty cool for the hotel and the team to set this up for us.
God, thankful for food that about to receive. Let them bless our bodies and blessings that prepared it. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Love God.
My favorite part of Thanksgiving is just cracking jokes. You'll see like a lot of food out there, you know, people just very comfortable and just having a good laugh.
Being better than my family, Carl. Where's Bob? 7 out of 10.
Hey, Malcolm. Happy Thanksgiving to your big sister.
We love you, son, and we are so proud of you. Wish you could be home to have some of your mom's macaroni and cheese.
This is my home away from home right now, you know? So these guys are like brothers. These guys are my second family. They help me be the best I can be.
Well, welcome back to the British Basketball League live on Sky Sports, where the Eagles are currently leading the London Lions by 62-34. Look at that score. But it's a busy old week here at the British Basketball League. Friday, 2 games for you. Manchester Giants and Plymouth City Patriots, and the Caledonia Gladiators take on the Cheshire Phoenix. Both of those games at 7:45 there on our YouTube channel. On Saturday, another 2 games for you. The Surrey Scorchers take on the Newcastle Eagles at 5 o'clock, followed by the Leicester Riders at 8 o'clock, who face the Manchester Giants. And then on Sunday, 3 games for you. The Sheffield Sharks, Bristol Flyers at 3 o'clock. Plymouth City Patriots at 4:30 take on the Surrey Scorchers. Cheshire Phoenix at 6 o'clock. Your final game of the weekend, the Caledonia Gladiators. But before the second half gets underway, we can head to Drew Lasker. He's with the London Lions coach, Petar Bozic.
Coach, you had to go deep into your roster after last night. What'd you tell you guys at the half?
No, that's not an excuse. I mean, you can see some tiredness from last night, but it's not an excuse. We just got to show more presence on the floor. Every basketball segment, we failed in the first half.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Back to you.
Oh, short and sharp there, Coach Rob. This is somebody who probably had some stern words in at halftime.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, obviously he understands that they're down players, but he said no excuse. He wants them to play better. It'll be interesting to see how they come out to start the half if they have a little bit more intensity than they showed in the first half.
And that's the thing, isn't it, Troy? It is about coming out there. Like you say, it is about pride. And he has to be able to... He didn't have to say much if that pride needs to come from the players themselves.
You'll have to say a lot, though, because a lot of young players, this is what we spoke about at the start of the segment, they don't really know what good looks like yet, right? They're learning their trade, trying to figure it out. So you'll have to get into those guys and find out. The part of being a coach is figuring out what's their why, what makes them tick, what gets the best out of them. If you start shouting and they go under, this could get really, really painful.
Yeah, and you said, actually, earlier, Coach Rob, that lineup didn't excite you or fill you with enough confidence with London, because it did look like a lackluster lineup.
Oh, yeah, you could see that right from the start. I mean, a lot of players that when the full team's there aren't even seeing the floor. But I think that's the challenge, though, at halftime if you are the coach. Hey, guys, this is your chance, you know, and they failed in the first half with it, like he said. But now look for those young guys to come out with a little more hunger, a little more intensity, and play a little bit better than they did in the first half.
Well, it's a 28-point game. Who would have thought we would have been saying that? Can the London Lions bring it back? Todd Harris and Azania Stewart can take you through the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Jeanette. A lot of shocked folks here in the Copper Box here in East London on a Thanksgiving evening for our fans watching back in the United States. Todd Harris, Azania Stewart, 62-34 Z. We thought the London Lions might have a bit of a game-time hangover after last night's big performance against Ljubljana, where they got the win 101-95. But tonight, the Eagles are having their way with them.
Yeah, and Coach Bozic there just says it's not good enough. It's not a good enough excuse. We've got to step it up. And I also thought Troy made a good point of not bringing the energy, not matching Newcastle's energy. And now this is a new half of basketball. You've been punched in the face. Yeah. Do you stay down, or do you get up and you start working it back? And, you know, they're in a bit of a hole, but when you've got a Matt Morgan on your team who can light it up very, very quickly, it can change.
London Lions certainly have the horses to do the comeback, but do they have the legs to get it done after last night's big win? They go immediately inside of their big man, Gabe Olasheni, and the help defense comes over to knock it away. Devin Whitfield on that block leads to a fast break opportunity with Kareem Quealy now coming away with the rebound. We'll see what their offense does now. The Lions in their homestanding black uniforms trimmed in the white. The Eagles in the white uniforms making the trip down south from Newcastle. Olasheni hesitated there for a moment, threw it up top with Jordan Taylor, and the foul coming Olasheni's way. Good play on the outside, back and forth between Taylor and Olasheni, but is it too soon to say, they need to start hitting some threes?
Yeah, no, there's still 20, odd minutes. It's still a long time, but the way Newcastle came out in that first half was incredible. I felt like they played a complete game. They played wonderful on the defensive end that then ignited their offense, and they can just keep building on that confidence. We spoke about, obviously, they've come off a 5-winning streak. And that confidence is breathing into the whole team, and you can see it. They played incredible. Can they do it in the second half? I think they can.
They are 7-0 at home, are the London Lions, and head coach Petar Bozic. Can they pull off what would be an amazing comeback against all odds as the Eagles are looking to go to 8-7, moves themselves into the top half echelon of the British basketball league.
Can I just say, you've been saying Coach Bozic so well.
You like that?
I know.
Well, you taught me. You said you got to say it like
a Serbian.
A
true Serbian. It's fantastic, and I'm proud of you.
Xenia Stewart, multi-talented, multilingual. Jordan Johnson, he has had a great first half. Pretty much done what we expected from him.
Yeah. Strong.
Does what he does.
Yeah.
And here's the speed merchant, Matt Morgan. No intentional foul there as Jordan Johnson kind of got tangled up with the speed merchant. That's the thing about guarding Matt Morgan. He can flip the switch like that. Yeah. He has that kind of, really quiet, and then watch this, burst, gone.
Yeah. And the only way you can stop him is foul him.
62-36. Morgan will trigger the inbound if they get up the extra moisture on the court. Copper Box kind of quiet tonight, not like it was last night. Huge crowd on hand to see them get that victory. Backdoor cut beautifully done by the Canadian Connor Morgan, and that was about, I was going to say, if that doesn't go, that's about the night the Lions have had.
Yeah, good execution on that play, and they just need a few more of those, keep chipping away.
Jordan Johnson now running the offense and running the show for the Eagles, doing exactly what he wants to do, feeding his big post players down inside. His running mate, Ricky McGill, with him all the way. Shot clock now under 5. Taj Green, yep, nope. He has had some amazing dunks tonight. If there's some way we can get the picture of our Drew Lasker baseline with him going up and hard like that, absolutely give the dunk to Kareem Sherlock Wheeling.
Lions did a good job really executing on that baseline drive.
Cut it to a 22-point lead. So a defensive stand here and a 3, and then you're talking in the teens. Lions certainly capable of scoring in bunches. There's the defensive stand they needed, and back they come. Matt Morgan happy to oblige on the run, get the contact, and almost the and one. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Just talking about that 5th gear, that Matt Morgan just...
It's like a turbo boost.
Yeah, turbo boost, that's it. He has some sort of just hits a next level, and it's so hard to guard when he hits into that 5th gear. And he also likes to take that contact, like Jordan Johnson also likes.
It's fun watching him play up close last night. He misses the front end. That's going to be frustrating because that's a young man that usually buries those 86% from the free throw line. You don't get to a 21-point average in this league by missing the easy givvies. He has the same routine every time. Boom.
I think the routine is the most important part. For me, I like to take a long, deep breath and just calm my heart rate down.
You were a good upper 80% shooter from the foul line.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think free throws are so important.
Critical. Good defensive stand again. Back come the Lions. Opportunity now with a 3, and it's blocked out of bounds. And how about that? Darius Defoe, old man winner, says, not on my watch. Jordan Taylor makes the pay, though, with a 3. Now, here we go. The Copper Box back in the arena, and Mark Studel has seen enough of this run. He's going to call a timeout.
Wow. Much more focused, laser focused for London Lions. They've come out in the second half, meaning business, and when you're down so much, you've got nothing to lose.
18-point lead now, so they've whittled down into the teens. Plenty of time in the third. 7:25. What I like what they're doing, is the Lions aren't panicking. They're taking what the Eagles are giving them.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Let's have a listen into Mark's timeout.
Manage down and descending. Manage That's the rule. That's it all. Time out.
St Andrews, Josh, out, Jason,
open here, back speed, reversal.
Tighten the deficit. 18.4.
Well, I think that's a great point, as we heard in Mark Studio's timeout. Just, hey, we need energy on the defensive end. We need to pick it up. But also, that's the end of London Lions' run. Obviously, basketball is a game of momentum, back and forth. and he just called the timeout to say, that's enough, boys.
He kept it calm, too.
Very calm.
Did you ever react the way your coach was acting during the timeout? If your coach is all manic and screaming all that stuff, was like, oh, coach, you need to settle down? Or did you have the kind of coaches that would say, it's all good, I got you?
Well, you have all different types of coaches, right? And I think they should have a nice balance.
Okay.
When you should really get cussed out, you deserve it, and when there's a calm moment to say, guys, we're okay.
I think Coach Rob, if he's got, nice little teardrop floater, if Coach Rob's got a piece of chewing gum in, you know what you're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do some chewing.
He's going to cuss you out, see? He might cuss us out later. We love you, Coach Rob.
Coach Rob Paternostra, head coach of Leicester Riders, in-house tonight in the Sky Sports studios, alongside Jeanette Quachi and Premier League legend. I'm going to call him a legend.
Ooh, love that.
Troy Deeney.
I think he'll respect you for that.
Watford striker, come on. He's been in some big matches before.
Sure
Taking an interest in the British Basketball League, and why not? 20-point game as we go under 7 minutes to play here in the third. Beautiful night in East London. The weather has been perfect in the capital city. Matt Morgan will fire up a deep range three off the heel, comes way out, and Jordan Johnson clears the board. And this is the kind of lineup. Oh, I thought an alley-oop dunk was coming. This is the kind of lineup the Eagles can throw at you with Ricky McGill, Jordan Johnson. Then you got Josh Ward-Hibbert and Larry Austin Jr. That's some ability. Boom. Here we go. We got ourselves a game now as the copper box starts rocking as Matthew Morgan buries another three.
And I told you, if you've got a guy who was one of the leading scorers in the French league last year, is leading all points per game in this league, is going to light up and fill it up quick.
Starting to wonder if the London Lions are thinking, you know what, guys, if we come back on this, we are going to send a message to everyone else. It doesn't matter what kind of lead you have. Jordan Johnson leans into that one, just a little too far past his range, and a lead to Big Gabe Olasheni. No need for a dunk. Off the glass will do just fine.
Perfect pass by Connor Morgan. Perfectly into Olasheni's hands for the layup.
What a lead pass from Morgan, three-quarter length of the court, and he finds Olasheni, who didn't give up on it, kept running. I always say, reward the big man if he's going to run.
Well, look at this. Heads up, eyes to him. Manages to corral that one in. Good finish.
64-49. They've got it down to 15 points now. Oh, that was just silky smooth from Ricky McGill.
Yeah, so quick. When you can shoot the ball that quick, it helps that no defender can come over and block the shot.
Jordan Taylor runs point, drives, body contact, can't get it to fall, rolls off the front of the rim. And they find Taj Green sprinting down there. I think that's going to be the Lions' ball.
Great job by Morgan.
What's the line? Speed kills?
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful job by him.
Killed the momentum, because that would have been a thunderous Taj Green hammer dunk. So it remains a 66-49 ball game as we approach 5:15 to play in the third. London Lions undefeated at home this season at 7-0. They've already beaten the Eagles twice this year, but this is a different Eagles team as they are in the midst of a 5-game winning streak when you factor in their play in the European League. Ooh, someone lost that man, and that's not someone you want to lose. Josh Ward-Hibbert knows the copper box oh too well. Former London Lion gets an easy deuce.
And Josh Ward-Hibbert went back and forth over style icons out of the men and the women. Clearly, you know who won, right?
I don't even need to answer this.
Okay.
What's the last letter of the alphabet?
C.
It's a good one here. The Lions have got some life in them, and they've made a run. Can they close the gap even more with 5:28 to play in the third? We're back to London after this. Head coach Petr Bulsic, the head man in his first year with the London Lions. They have got an uphill battle right now. They are down, and it is all London. In the last 3 minutes of Xenia, they have come alive, and they are on a mission to close the gap even further.
Yeah, they came out, like you said, in that second half, in the third quarter. They matched the energy that Coach Bulsic talked about. And you want your team to react. You know, you don't just lay down. You're at home. Newcastle is here to put on a show. You've got to answer.
So Lions got it down to 15 points, and then Newcastle came alive, and it's going to be a foul away. As it looks like someone had a grip on Gabe Olasheni. No, it's going to be on Gabe Olasheni with a grip on someone. Saw 3 white jerseys down there surrounding the stash.
He cut off his beard over the summer. He said he was just feeling bored and wanted to change up.
Handsome looking guy.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him in Savile Row getting a new suit made or something. He's just
I don't know how I feel about the moustache. I don't think many people can pull it off. Yeah, and some people can't grow one, so no shade or anything.
68-49, under 4.5 to play here at London's Copper Box in East London. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to our friends back in the States. Ongoing debate with Xenia Stewart, the former London Lion legend. Unfortunately, she is not a fan of the pumpkin pie. No. Big headline coming out of this game. Beautiful interior pass, and just on the spot is Larry Austin Jr. there to finish it up.
I do like a mac and cheese, though.
There's debate on whether that's a real side for Thanksgiving.
What is it?
Some people say it doesn't belong on the Thanksgiving menu.
Not in my culture.
There you go.
Mac and cheese goes with everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Back to a 21-point lead for the Eagles, showing some determination not to let this one slip away, and that shot well short. Good battle underneath. Back in the Lions, Morgan thought about driving, but very quick and able Larry Austin Jr. on defense. This is a good matchup right here. This is speed against excellent defending. Sharma sets the screen. Morgan takes the contact, finds the pink shoes, but loses the handle. And they're going to bring this one back. So Josh Sharma will make the slow walk down as the Lions unable to get that momentum that they had just moments ago. It is 70-49 as we welcome you inside, and wow, it's been a tale of two halves. The first half clearly dominated by Newcastle. Of course, the halftime score 62-34, but you got to like the fight of Coach Bulsic and his Lions.
Yeah, he's definitely lit a fire under the London Lions, but should we say because they needed it, because they were getting it handed to them. Yeah. Newcastle came out really, really well in the first. But it's a game of, it's 40 minutes, right?
Malcolm Delpeche on a shot he'd probably like to have back. Morgan on the quick drive, showing that speed and burst. He can pretty much get to the rim whenever he wants. So back to 19 we go. And you got to think at the end of the third, Coach Bulsic would love to have this thing down to 14, maybe 15. Foul there on the bump. Shot doesn't go, but that'll send Delpeche to the line as they get Quealy for the foul. It is a good opportunity, even if London goes down in defeat and they would drop to 14-2, 7-1 at home, Xenia. This is a chance for Coach Bulsic for getting guys like Kaboza. Who else we looked at? Kieran Sandy.
Yeah.
Kareem Quealy. They're getting some serious minutes tonight.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's a long season. Yeah. Todd, we were talking about it today, right? We're only in November and we go all the way to May. We also have the trophy in January, and then also both of these teams are also playing in Europe. It's a difficult season and year, and you need bodies, and the only way guys are going to learn and to be able to step up at any moment is these minutes.
Yeah, and it's amazing, as you make a great point, 10 teams in the British Basketball League all across this great nation. It's a long season, and the trophy, which takes place all in January, it's an in-season tournament. You think about the NBA, they play 82 games. Yeah. 82 games.
It's a lot, and so you want to rely on these guys to be able to, when you put them in the game, they're solid.
Kaboza thought about it, gives it over to Sandy, who's sitting on the wing, and he buries a three. So a great opportunity for Kieran Sandy, 6'6" forward out of right here in London, picks up a nice three-pointer. 18 points is the lead, 2:30 to play in the third here in London. The quickness of the Eagle guards tonight really has been impressive, with McGill, Johnson, and Larry Austin Jr. now in that rotation. Rogas Gustis will check in, and Remy Ude. So they are going deep on the bench. Five seconds on the shot clock, so draw one up quick. Taj Green will step outside. One look, two looks, fires. Barely. I like him on the dunks, but if he can hit that shot consistently, why not?
Yep, showing his versatility.
So this puts it all on the shoulders of Kaboza as he becomes the ad hoc point guard now for Coach Bolsic and the Lions. With Jordan Taylor normally in that position, Matt Morgan has gone to the bench. No Luke Nelson tonight, and I think that is huge. Luke Nelson had a huge game last night, 17 points.
He was
young man out of
incredible.
Worth in UK.
Yeah, he was. He came off the bench, but was solid. We call him General Nelson for a reason, but just hit wide open shots
at critical times.
Yeah, critical times. Yes, great point.
Sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
it's
he
fine.
was
There he is. Hooded up.
Lord Nelson sitting next to Sam Decker. I mean, look at that team. You've got Dante Grantham down there. You've got Tariq Phillip, Mo Solowade. There's a lot of good talent in there. They're going to be a different team when they're all back and full health. So if you're going to get the Lions, you better get them now.
Yeah.
Because I think after Christmas, present giving is over.
Yeah, and there it is. And then the fifth man is that little fan right there.
Oh, he's not on the roster?
No, he's not.
Okay. Exact same seats you were in last night.
I was sitting there, wasn't I?
Oh, Josh Ward-Hibbert on the follow. Can't get it to fall. Look at the action down below. Shot clock reset to 14. And another opportunity for the Eagles. Josh Ward-Hibbert. Boom!
Incredible action right there. The tenacity on the offensive boards to get that shot. Newcastle mean business.
I love the fact that Newcastle's not going to let the Lions get back into this without a major fight. I don't know if they have the horses to get it done or the legs. Stepped on the line, it'll be a turnover. So 1:15 to go in the third. 76-55. Coach Stoodle's Eagles have pushed the league back into the 20s.
I really like Mark. You see,
he's a good coach.
He's a good coach, but you see him he's pretty much a sixth man. He's walking up and down. He's calling plays. He's high-fiving the players on the court. He's very much part of this team.
British Basketball League has a series of great coaches. Paul James Sharma sends that one out to Windsor.
Yeah. Josh Ward-Hibbert must have had that happen to him a fair few times.
A couple times in practice last year.
Yeah. Put that on the plate for Sharma to go get.
I think the farther you throw it into the crowd on a block, the more angry you are about the score. And he's not happy about this score nonetheless, as Devin Whitfield gets tied up momentarily. JJ. Just uncanny.
But it splashes it back.
The 5'10" violin virtuoso is putting on a show tonight for the Eagles. They figure we travel all the way to London, we might as well get a win, and they're doing it in grand style now. Out and running again. Taking it right to the Lions is Larry Austin Jr.
I've missed Larry Austin Jr. being out injured. He can just get to rim, just like Matt Morgan. Such a split of a second. Great. Also, like I said, the defense is what sets him on fire.
And it's back to 26 points. Shot clock now down to 6 seconds. Kaboza stops, looks, dribbles, takes a Euro step, can't get it to fall, and a fast break with JJ out in front. Jordan Johnson puts it in and one.
Look at that. You know what I love about this play? Sorry, Todd. But he turned around, seeing the defense, low-key slowed down to endure and take that hit.
Take the contact. Like Coach Rock told us, he loves the contact.
Yeah, look at this. Out into the races. Look, he looks back as soon as he catches it, slows down in the air, takes the hit, and he's back to the free throw line. Boy, that's huge.
Remy Ude thought he could get some of that ball. Didn't get the ball, did get the harm. He'll launch one up, and it's going to go off the mark. So it is all Eagles. The Lions make a run halfway through the third period, but the Eagles answer back as they close out the third period on a three-point play by none other than Jordan Johnson. We'll have the fourth period on Sky Sports when we return to London.
Oh, he's coming on. He's getting ready. He's getting ready. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on, Sweden, make some noise.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
.54-55 as we enter the fourth and final frame of this British Basketball League tilt between the league-leading London Lions at 14-1 and sixth place Newcastle at 7-7. It is a 29-point lead as we enter the fourth, and we check in down on the court and Drew Lasker.
Hey guys, well this is a situation that we haven't seen the London Lions in except for that Plymouth game. But the one shining light is that these young players that enter the bench is getting an opportunity of a lifetime. Because the thing that you would know is that the development comes in the film room. And when you're not included on the court, your attention to detail isn't quite as high when you're out there. So now, when they go back to practice and they look at the film, now the end of the bench will get an opportunity to watch back. But one thing that I've been talking about all year is the culture of this team. You guys mentioned the baseline of all-stars that's sitting there. They've been cheering the guys, coaching them all game long because they know there's going to come a moment this season where one of those guys is going to be relied on.
Yeah, no question about it. It's a good point, Drew. And I think as much as this loss is going to probably hurt the Lions, Azania, they're going to learn a lot about what they have on the bench.
Yeah, Josh Ward hits it. Shoots the three. And Drew, that's such a great point what he says, talking about the young kids having to play big minutes. Also film, he's right. If I wasn't part of the play,
and they're breaking down film, you're
yeah, you're like, oh, a little bit, especially when you're young, dumb, and, you know, naive. But if you're in the play, then you're concentrating, you are watching the mistakes, and especially at Bradley Caboza, who's been solid, I think. You know, we've seen him be a top scorer in that Plymouth game. He played huge minutes in that game that they lost. And you know, but at the same time, I like to say young rookies aren't rookies. Once you've joined a team, you're on a men's or a women's team, you've got to grow up quick. And it's not an excuse to be young, dumb.
It's one of two. Sam Decker there on the left. You see Luke Nelson in the center. Dante Grantham. Who am I missing? Mo Solowati. It's a lot of talent. That could be a starting lineup for almost any other team, including that young man sitting on the court. We're next to him.
also what I think the guys are a little bit struggling with is the difference in refereeing. I'm going to talk about it. In Europe, it's so body, the intensity, the physicality is
they
allow more. Even in the women's game, when we play in Europe, you can have that forearm, you can take that body hit. Here, I feel like they're just calling it a bit too touchy.
Ooh, you get that shot up and in to go. That's payback. Josh Ward-Hibbert on Josh Sharma, who sent his last shot out to Windsor. And this time, Sharma fully extended at 7 feet, and Josh Ward-Hibbert gets it to fall.
He shoots so high.
Sharma can't find anyone, says, you know what, I'll do it myself. And again, the ball lands in the hand of a white jersey and the Eagles. Right down the lane, and that's going to be a tip-in. Larry Austin Jr. is everywhere. He's like an American Express card. He is everywhere you want to be.
Huge timeout. Coach Bozic is seeing enough. You know what? The intensity has kicked up another gear. That man there, Austin Jr., flying in and tipping that ball in. They've answered.
33 points, and there's still 8.5 minutes to play. So Coach Bozic this time is he's basically saying, we're in salvage mode.
Yeah.
We just got guys, we got a little pride. I think during halftime, Troy Deeney, who's joined us, coming over from the Premier League, said, you know, it's about pride. Good weekend of action of ball here on the British Basketball League. Friday on the YouTube channel, you've got the Manchester Giants and the Plymouth City Patriots. They'll do battle at 7:45. And then on Friday, the Cheshire Phoenix and the Caledonia Gladiators also getting together for a British Basketball League tilt. Then we got more games coming on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, this is one that a lot of people are looking forward to. The Surrey Scorchers taking on these very same Newcastle Eagles. Can they keep the streak going? As it looks like they're going to pick up number 6, Leicester Riders. As we get Coach Rob back in the saddle, he'll be coaching up against the Manchester Giants at 8 o'clock. That again coming up on the YouTube channel. And again, more games coming on Sunday. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. You get all the British Basketball League you want, whether it's on Sky Sports, the YouTube channel, here in the UK, back in the States, Xenia. Basketball lovers' paradise.
Yes, it sure is.
So the final 8, 16 to play. Lions in a situation where they're probably not going to win, and I don't know if that's a dunk or a throw. We'll just call that a throwdown dunk.
I just growled under my breath.
Oh my Lord, look at this.
Lovely little cut from Matt Morgan that then had this curl action. And look, he means business in his eyes.
He's not happy about the way things are going, so Sharma decides to exact a little revenge on the rim. Lost control of that going up, but had the wherewithal to get it to go in, and he completes the three-point play. It's interesting to see how Newcastle plays this final 8 minutes. If Coach Studel continues to run the offense and continues to just pile up the points, or does he say, you know what, let's get some of our young guys in there and give them an opportunity. You got guys like Malcolm Delpeche, happy to oblige and get some points and some minutes. Lions still playing with a lot of key players in there. Jordan on the give and a second dunk. Sherlock. Kareem Queeley gets the throwdown.
The thing is, these big momentum plays like this one and the one before with Sharma usually would ignite something that's going, but they're so far down.
30 points.
30 points that usually a play like that, all guys would get off the bench, would, you know, high-five him, but the air has just been sucked out of the
It's hard to celebrate that much when you're down by 30.
Yeah.
It's like, we just dunked on you.
Yeah.
And you, look at the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Just scoreboard.
Yeah.
You ever do that to anyone?
You quiet real quick.
You ever play someone and they get all excited about it and you're like, scoreboard.
Yeah, relax. Yeah, stop it. But, you know, this is a slice of humble pie on Thanksgiving.
Off the shin of Matthew Morgan, and Queeley will take control of it. We'll see if the Lions can make a late charge here to make this somewhat respectable. Trailing by 29 points. We talking 3 dunks in a row?
Sure are. And I talked about
confidence builder for Quealy.
Yes, as he gets his feet under him and he gets back into game rhythm, no doubt he's starting to look like his old self.
Oh, look at that. Sharma trying to guard Jordan Johnson. Takes him out high. Sharma knocks it free, and a nice job by JT Jordan Taylor to save it right back to Sharma. Here goes Matt Morgan. He's going to turn on the nitro burst. Doesn't have the numbers. A lot of white jerseys in the paint. Waits for it to clear. Takes the bump off the glass and in. Even with the net still tangled, Matt Morgan finds a way to slide it down.
Such poise, doesn't it, as he flies in the air and his eyes lock on to the backboard.
This is something you would like to see maybe in the third.
Yeah.
At least see him going on a run like this.
Yeah.
The time management situation, and last touch by Jordan Johnson. He stepped on the line. So again, the Lions get another break.
Well, you know, Newcastle have won every single quarter. From the first quarter, it was 32-19. They were incredible. And then in the second half, they've come out and won the third quarter and going into the fourth.
Up by 13 at the end of the first, up by 28 at half, and up by 29 at the end of the third. And here they are trying to nurse home this lead, 91-66. That may be the end of Matt Morgan's night, with 6:15 now to play in the ballgame. Sharma doing battle now down below with Darius Defoe. Connor Morgan still in the game, as is JT. Shot clock down under 3. Quealy's going to have to hoist this one up, and it just comes off the rim. Taj Green tears it away. And the Eagles happy to slow the pace down just a little bit now with Ricky McGill. I really like the way Newcastle has, I don't say turned a corner in the season, but these last 4 or 5 games, they have shown us something with everyone contributing, including Darius Defoe, who starts, doesn't play a ton of the game, but he comes up, gives them 6 points, maybe 6 boards a game, just what they need and some leadership.
And had played solid defense also.
Last touch by Josh Ward-Hibbins, so will stay with the Lions. Darius Defoe.
But look how the difference with this Newcastle team. Bang! They're all together. A moment that you can just have a split second to talk to each other. London Lions, not so much.
Yep. Connor Morgan. Caboza, and he got bumped just a little too much by Larry Austin Jr. is playing his classic patented tight defense.
I don't think people talk enough about the huddle when you can. Those split moments that you can share information as a crew, as all 5 on the floor, huddle, speak about your offense, speak about your defense, but it just, you know, builds energy.
Is there a rule as a player who does the talking?
No.
Is it always the captain or whoever has something they want to say? They just fire it up. Nice. JT.
Yeah, it could be anything, you know. I would say, hey, don't, you know, make sure you see me on the pick and roll, or hey, let me talk about the switch earlier. It could be anything. It's just a moment. It's a quick team talk, you know. It's a quick timeout, but it's seconds away.
Have you had one of those quick team talks where it really wasn't about basketball? You just wanted to calm your teammates nerves? Hey guys, afterwards we're going for curry.
No, it's hey, can you huddle because I need to catch my breath real quick. I've made us huddle. I'm like, guys, I'm dying. Just huddle so I can lean on you
and act like we're really talking about something important.
Yeah.
Oh, that's classic. 4:51 as we will take a TV timeout. London Lions trying to make a game of it, but it's still the Newcastle Eagles firmly in control here in London. Coach Mark Studel in his second year with the Newcastle Eagles have them playing a great brand of basketball right now. Just 14 games into the season. This is their 15th British Basketball League game, and they look like they are on their way to getting their 8th victory, which would move them out of 6th place into the top 5 in the league. Meanwhile, the London Lions are on their way to their first home defeat of the season. That would take them to 7-1 at home, 14-2 on the season. So don't feel too bad for the Lions, Azania. But yeah, they ran into a scheduling situation here where back-to-back nights where they have got a couple injuries, and now they've got all their veterans pulling major minutes.
Yeah, you know, they played Manchester on Sunday, up there in Manchester, on Wednesday, yesterday, Euro Cup, and then tonight, 3 games in 5 days. It is tough, and this is how I feel like Plymouth got them the other week. You know, they went with some other guys and rested some guys, or rotated, or some injuries.
Beautiful backdoor cut as Larry Austin Jr. seems to have unlimited energy in his legs as he is just flying around the court. And I got to think, as a defender, you got to say, dude, you're killing me. Can you stop with the energy plays? Because you're killing me, making me look bad. Ball blocked away. Back come the Eagles. Happy to run. And happy to convert is Ricky McGill.
Quick transition, ignited from their defense, but you're right. Just incredible from Austin Jr. He doesn't look like he's skipped a beat.
No problem at all, and he's been out for a while with injury. And that ball knocked away. Josh Sharma trying to tip it to another player, and that player was Taj Green. Unfortunately, he's wearing a white jersey. Inside pass, Green underneath, tied up, and the foul is going to be called on Rokas Gustas. See the hands on the hips and the looks on the face. Not the same looks we saw last night at the Copper Box Arena when they were taking down Ljubljana. This is a little bit of concern, knowing that they have not played their best ball tonight. Ricky McGill and company. Azania, I think, did a fantastic job from the start of the game.
Yes.
They didn't wait to ease into this game. They said, if we're going to get these guys, let's get them early.
Yeah, I think they've controlled the pace of the game. They've controlled the energy, and everybody who's played tonight for Newcastle has contributed.
You've got a decision to make, young lady, with 3:40 to play in the ball game. Who are you thinking for player of the game?
Well, I'm going to go with...
You have to say, but you've got a couple people in the running, correct? The block and the foul, and Darius Defoe
upset.
Not happy about that.
Upset, yes. As he he's not looking at his age, how quick he got off the floor. But I would love to give an honourable mention as a returner, Josh Ward-Hibbett, 21 points in 26 minutes. And I loved his quote at halftime that he said, you know, they showed a lot of love to me and seeing the guys, but once the whistle goes, it's a different game.
Game on.
Game on, boys. And that is what he done. So I want to give him a shout out because he's played incredible, but I'm going to give...
Yeah.
I've got to wait?
You don't have to. I think it's kind of obvious as... Cat's out of the bag.
Him? Yes. Player of the game, Jordan Johnson. I think he's just played a wonderful, well-rounded game. We picked him out at the start of the broadcast for a reason. 22 points in 25 minutes. He did what he does great.
We saw him play the other night against Plymouth City. He was the player of the game of that one as well. Drew Lasker talked to him about it and his exploits on the court and off, plays the violin, extremely talented there, and on the court he is just a floor general. I mean, he does what you need. Do you need him to dish? He'll dish. Do you need him to get some rebounds? He'll do that. Do you need him to be at the foul line? He does that. He does everything you need him to be, and he just makes good decisions.
I think I need to reach out to him and say, can I have footage and this proof of this violin?
Ovi Soko not believing it.
No.
What is Ovi thinking? Come on.
I need proof anyway. But there he is. Wonderful game. Yet again, playing consistent. And there is 22 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. And Mark Strudel talked about his team trying to be consistent. And that man right there is Mr. Consistency.
Absolutely. The 5'10 guard, originally out of Illinois, played his college ball at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Former Caledonia Gladiator. Found a home at Newcastle, playing with Coach Mark Studel and a squad that Coach Studel has put together. Very talented. Bradley Caboza gets that one to fall. So an opportunity for the entire London Lions roster to see time on the court tonight, and this is not going to be a game they're going to want to remember. Is this a situation where you've had before where it's like coach says, we're not even going to look at this tape. We're not even going to watch this?
No, I think tape is important. It's all about scouting, because at the end of the day, you've got to play these guys again.
Yep,
and
one more time.
Yeah, one more time. You play each other 4 times as a foul happens. You play each other 4 times in the season. And I think it's important. There's loads of learning lessons, but also you have to have a short-term memory like they played last night, so now it's quick turnaround. I think there's a lot to be learned here.
See the 14 of Joshua Ginobili of British and Israeli descent. Recent pickup by the London Lions.
Wow.
Eagle fans made the trip.
Yeah, down south.
Why not? Come down to the city for the weekend, see your Eagles pick up a big victory, hand the London Lions their first home loss. Maybe after Surrey after this. Make it a full weekend trip. See Darius Defoe knock down a free throw shot. So Darius doing what he does, giving them valuable minutes.
They are lovely. And, you know, the Newcastle fans are incredible. They've sold out games.
Yeah.
They were holding the amount of fans turnover holds it for the women's game.
Yeah.
They had the leading fan,
Deflected, no over and back call. Caboza will launch a 3. And that man is still in there playing.
Record is the word I wanted. Fan
Jordan
record.
Johnson showing off his Nick Van Exel-like handle. Would have been a beautiful assist. He got it fall. 99-74, Newcastle trying to get that century mark. That's always a big deal in the BBL. Nice dunk. Another one for the Lions. They probably lead the way in dunks, but not getting it done tonight.
Yeah, they do a really good job on that baseline cutter. But it hasn't been enough. I've really enjoyed Newcastle. I thought they've put on a tremendous show, especially on the road. They were focused. They hit their scout. Everyone turned up.
Kieran Sandy now going to get in the act. Wow. Too little, too late. Trying to get this thing down below 20. Darius Defoe on the head fake. Gets his own rebound, kicks it out. And now the Lions starting to show that interior defense as we go under a minute to play. Well, the Lions get ready to take on Leicester. They've got Caledonia still on the horizon. They've got more Euro Cup games to come. This will be a game we talked about. Probably not a lot to take from it unless you're a player who got in there, and I'm sure the coach will have you go and look at some of the things you did right, some of the things you did wrong.
Yeah, and the positive London, talking about the Euro Cup, London Lions sit sharing in second place. Yeah, in that group place, but finding, I think, the consistency. It's, you know, you don't want to lose at home.
Jordan Johnson.
That's the cherry on top.
He said, you know what? I heard Nazania gave me the player of the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it 24 points.
Yeah.
22 is good, but I'll make it 24. So more than doubles his number. And this will probably be the final possession for the Lions if the Eagles don't steal it away. And a nice putback there. So Ginobili have an opportunity to get on the scoreboard for Coach Bulsic. 21-point lead, and it's one of those games, Azania, where if you look at the box score, you're like, the Eagles kind of dominated by 21. It was worse than that. It was, again, at the end of the first, it was 13, 28 at half, and 29 at the end of the third. So to get it down to 20 is kind of,
They dominated the whole game.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't think, you know, even in that third quarter, when London Lions made a push, they still matched their energy.
Yeah,
they still managed to get buckets. You know, it was 21 points scored in the third by London, and Newcastle still won that quarter, 22 by 1 point. So, an incredible game. I've really enjoyed Newcastle's energy, intensity, their full show. They've done a really good job. You can see their confidence is oozing.
Kieran Sandy's pass goes awry, and they'll have 4 seconds to get one more shot up, maybe get it to 20, maybe 19. And that would not be indicative of how this game has gone if they get a three-pointer off and end up 102-83. So we'll watch the London Lions put up one final shot here, and it will not go. So the final score will be the 102-80, 22-point win. A decisive victory for the Newcastle Eagles, who now go to 8-7. They will move up the ladder into the top half of the British Basketball League standings. London Lions suffer their first home defeat. They go to 7-1 at home, 14-2 on the season. Is any of your final thoughts?
Congratulations, Newcastle, because I thought they were tremendous. I enjoyed them from top to bottom. They were a team that was focused, that came in with a plan, executed that plan, and it was all Newcastle Eagles.
Yeah, no question about it. They left little doubt on who the better team was tonight. And they will see them one more time. The third meeting between these teams in the British Basketball League. Everyone plays everyone 4 times. It'll be interesting to see the next iteration of this matchup. Will they have Luke Nelson back, Dante Grantham, Mo Solowati, Sam Decker, Tariq Phillip, and the rest of them? But tonight didn't matter, didn't count, because it was all Newcastle Eagles as they get a huge victory, 102-80.
Well, I think London Lions need to figure out how can they get this roster together where if they do have this incredible schedule where they've got to play Europe and then turn back round, you don't want to drop any games in the league. I know right now overall it doesn't matter, they're still up at top #1, but you've got to figure out these answers. And right now obviously they're relying on a lot of guys who don't play a lot of minutes to come up. But I don't know, it's still a long part of the season, like we said. We're only in November. They're in a good space. They're still in #1 spot. So how much does it really matter? But as a competitor, I always want to win.
Always want to win, no question about it. I'm sure the fans would like to have gotten the win tonight. Not in the case, not in the cards, I should say, as Newcastle gets their 8th win of the season. Let's set it down to Drew Lasker with the player of the game.
Hey guys, the Eagles played so well, we couldn't just choose one. JJ, with today being Thanksgiving, what was the recipe for success today?
Defense, communication, and just one shot and rebound. Let's go.
You return home. You look like a man on a mission. Was this personal for you?
Honestly, not all. Like, every game is kind of personal for me. I want to win every game, so it was just another game for me, and we're happy to come out with a win.
Well, I've seen yesterday that 2 of your teammates was included in the Just Dance collaboration with the league. I need you guys' best victory dance for the people. Come on, JJ. Come on, JJ. You got to show the people. He's a little shy, guys. Back to you guys at the studio.
Drew. Wow. Thank you to Todd. Thank you to Zania. And of course, thank you to Drew. What a game we had this evening. No dancing tonight, but it's a huge victory for Newcastle. 102, beating London at home to 80 points. Let's have a look at some of these stats. Alongside me, Coach Rob Paternoster and Troy Deeney. And Coach Rob, look at those turnovers. That's the first thing that jumps out at me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 21 turnovers, and we talked about it in the first half. I thought that when they turned it over, they didn't get back on defense well either, and Newcastle punished them from start to finish.
It definitely was a punishment. So London 80, Newcastle 102. Let's have a look at the tail of the game. That's your full-time score. And the Eagles...
And Larry Austin Jr., that's...
The Eagles stretched their winning streak to 6 against a London team that lacked energy and intention. And can we say, at home. The Lions' second league loss this season, and one that Newcastle really flexed their muscle with as well. London with really sloppy play. Newcastle with an enviable intensity at times, running through that London defence effortlessly. And we can talk about that now. Alongside me, like I say, Coach Rob, Troy Deeney. And Troy, when you came in today, I'm sure you weren't expecting this kind of result for the London Lions.
No, we was expecting it to be a closer game than that, didn't we? But also, I think, as soon as you saw the lineup, you called it, Coach. To be fair, you did say that this is not going to be a close game. They were kind of taking the night off in the sense of getting a rest in, getting ready to play. You guys, actually, put it up. Yeah.
Is that their next big game? Thank you.
So they take their time, rest their key players, be all ready for next week and put a bit of a beat down on the coach. But he's going to be ready for that, aren't you, Coach? You ready?
Yeah, we'll be ready. But, we saw that lineup from the beginning, and we knew that it was going to be tough for London.
It was tough for London. Coach Stiltall played it down to a T. He's with Drew Lasker now.
4 weeks ago, you got a 14-point lead that you squandered away. Did tonight feel like a little bit of redemption for you?
just thinking about tonight and tonight only. I think, we tried to learn from that experience. Like I said, I thought we played 37 minutes in that game. Still a few breakdowns. I was happy tonight that I thought we were dominant for most of the game. I haven't had a chance to see the stats, but I think we had 5 guys in double figures and 26 assists, 8 turnovers. So the guys enjoy playing together offensively. I think you can see that. So, yeah, positive result, positive performance.
And when you're playing well, as you guys were, a 5-game winning streak, the last thing you want to do is tinker with things. But how were you able to successfully integrate Larry Austin into the lineup?
Yeah, it's a credit to Larry and a credit to the guys. I think when he came in, his role was probably pretty straightforward in terms of what he had to do. I thought he provided great energy in that first period. A couple of deflections, rebounds, loose balls. Defensively, I thought he was solid. I think, being able to reintegrate someone like Larry Austin is a good challenge to have. So really pleased on how we did that. And I think it boosted everyone's performance.
Hey, great job, Coach. Go celebrate with a second round of turkey, my man. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Josh Ward-Hibbert, what a game from him. A sensational game, in fact. He played so well today, Coach Rob. And as usual, someone who is integral to the Lions. Newcastle, sorry.
Oh, great pickup for him. Obviously, he came from London last season. Great pickup. I had Josh at Leicester for a few years, and nobody works harder than Josh Ward-Hibbert. There were times in practice where I'd have to tell him, slow down, take it easy, don't hurt your teammates. He goes hard no matter who he's playing against, no matter what time it is. Kid's a player.
And then Jordan Johnson as well. We were surprised, Troy, that he actually stayed on for as long as he did. Newcastle in complete cruise control.
Yeah, I felt that was a little bit poor management in that regard in terms of there's so many games. It was done. At half-time it was done. You could have rested him after the third, but that's the coach's decision, right? Probably get as much minutes into him. They're probably not going to trade tomorrow because they're playing Surrey, I believe, on Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, I think Saturday.
Yeah, so maybe get as much minutes in, rest him up, not trade tomorrow, and then be ready for the weekend. But he played really well, set the standard, and again, drove in nothing but free throws everywhere and great shots, but real good intensity.
Yeah, for me, Jordan Johnson is a guy that just will play all day, whenever, anytime. He looks like he doesn't get tired out there. His stamina has been very impressive this year, with the load he's carrying to keep going and going and going. That's impressive.
And he's enjoying his games. Let's see if he can continue that form. There's plenty coming up in this game week here at the British Basketball League. Tomorrow, 2 games for you. Manchester Giants take on the Plymouth City Patriots at 7:45. At the same time, Caledonia Gladiators take on the Cheshire Phoenix. Our coverage starts on the YouTube channel. And on Saturday, another 2 games for you. Surrey Scorchers up against, again, the Newcastle Eagles at 5 o'clock. And then the Leicester Riders take on the Manchester Giants at 6. Then on Sunday, 3 games for you. Put your feet up. Sheffield Sharks against the Bristol Flyers at 3. Plymouth City Patriots against the Surrey Scorchers at 4:30. And the Cheshire Phoenix against the Caledonia Gladiators at 6. Now, how does that affect the score? That is 2 loss now for the London Lions, but they do stay top of the league. They have 114. There is room for them to have performances like tonight, but not too much room. Newcastle doing a great job working their way up the standings. 15 points, 7 games lost, 8-1. That slow start to the season finally starting to turn around. And then next week, look at that, I've got a Sky game for you. The Leicester Riders. I wonder who their coach is against the London Lions. Now that you've seen that, Coach Rob, that's going to be an interesting
game tonight. Can I have that roster, please? Can I have that roster?
And that's almost what you want. But it does give you confidence, doesn't it, that this is a team that can be beat if they do that.
Yeah, I think it'll be a totally different team. They're an incredible team. Last time we played them, we gave it a good shot, came up short in the end. We'll be fired up to go again, but they'll be ready to go.
It'll be brilliant. And tell us how you're feeling, Troy. What a game, what a day here in the studio of us for the British Basketball League.
It's been good. It's been good fun. Learned a lot from the coach, both on air and off air, talking about loads of different things. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
But I think more importantly, I'm now tuned in, right?
Yeah.
So Friday, I'll be watching.
All right.
No pressure, right?
And how does it make you feel about a potential Birmingham franchise? That's something that's missing from the city. Yeah.
The coach was telling me that he used to play, obviously, in Birmingham. He loves the city still as well. So we need to make that happen. So, yeah, we'll be making some calls after this, definitely.
It's going to be good. We wish you the best of luck. And Troy, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here in the studio. But from us here at the British Basketball League, wow, would you look at London, 80-102. They lose at home, a fortress that you think is the Copper Box. Didn't quite work out for them. But for them here in London, it's a loss. But for Newcastle, they return to the North victorious. Can they keep that up for the rest of the weekend? We shall see. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.